What's happening, y'all? My day's over today, thank God. Another day, another dollar, right? Something like that. Yeah. Of course, you know, we're living in tax man's country. Tax man comes before anybody else, right? Yeah. Whew. What a day. Another busy day in the life of me. I get to go home and do more stuff, maybe. I don't know. I may not do much stuff today. Just kind of depends. What's happening, viewer? Welcome to the channel. I don't know if you're a regular visitor or not, but if you are, welcome back. Just on my way home again. Of course, I do this 5 days a week, sometimes 6. Depending on, let's see, I think I'll be working this Saturday. Thinking about doing a Saturday video, depending on how much work I got to do. I've been staying pretty busy. Well, thanks for, hey Ashley. Hey Ashley, were you clear yesterday that you're a moderator? You're like, I gave you the power to kick, or if they want to act like jerks, but I don't want to talk wild with it, okay? I'll let you know when somebody gets on my nerves and you need to get rid of them, okay? But that's why your name is now blue, because you're a moderator, all right? My day was pretty good, Ashley. It's, I was busy today. It was nice and cool this morning. It started to get hot this afternoon. I don't know what the temperature is. I don't know if I can see it on my watch or not. I can't even see my watch. Glasses are too dark. But I imagine it's somewhere probably in the low 80s, high 70s, low 80s today. I broke a little bit of a sweat anyway. Hello, 5 viewers. How about that? Hello, viewers. And Ashley. Awesome. Thank you for trusting me to be that. You're very welcome. Just I'll let you know, okay? Or if you see something I don't see, you can get rid of them. All right? That's the way we'll do it. Anyway, yeah, today was a pretty steady day. Anyway, I inspected 10 vehicles today, which is pretty average, you know, for an 8-hour day. Just kind of depends on the day, of course. But no, excuse me a second. I got a kickstart today. I got fruit punch today. I think I had a fruit punch yesterday too. Give me just a second. I know it's not good etiquette to eat and drink stuff while I'm on a live feed, but I only do live feeds for like 30 minutes when I do them, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. So I have to get my thirst quenched, you know, whenever I can. Anyway, yeah, I get thirsty quite a bit. Of course, with it being hot like it is today, or at least warmer, you know, I get thirsty a little quicker. So I have to, there's a guy riding a bicycle on the damn road, and there's a sidewalk over there. What a moron. Idiot. And he's freaking pedaling it too. Electric bike and he's pedaling it. Isn't that special? It takes all different kinds in this world, I guess. Yeah, rain sucks. Yes, it does. Did you got rain in Charlotte today, or Rock Hill, baby? Is that what's going on? All right, so I see you added me on Snapchat, which is cool. I don't use Snapchat a whole lot, but I'll add you there. Okay, we'll start off there on Snapchat before I approve any of the other ones, because I know you sent me a request on Instagram and Facebook. But we'll start off with Snapchat and see how that goes for a while. How's that? Now, Ashley, you know I can't be reading a lot of stuff while I'm driving. I ride in the road and keep my eye on the surroundings. And yeah, more rain is coming to Rock Hill, South Carolina. Okay. Well, just be careful. I mean, if there's a sidewalk available, you really should be wearing you should be on the sidewalk. But you know, if you don't have one, then there's not a lot you can do about it. Hey, listen, but make sure that you wear like a reflective shirt, or you know, a loud color like construction yellow or construction orange, so people can see you. You know, there's a lot of idiots out there on the road that can be looking at their cell phones. You know, so make sure you think about safety. Okay. Safety gear. I know. Yeah, safety gear. I hope you wear a helmet too. I know. Listen, I know that wearing a helmet on a bicycle seems kind of stupid, because when I was a kid, I never wore a helmet on a bicycle. That's like something that came along in the tender years of the 90s. You know, they started making kids wear helmets on a bicycle. For what? You know, you fall off your bike, you get up, you wipe yourself off, and you get right back on. I can't tell you how many times I crashed bikes when I was young. I never hit my head. You know, you do wear a helmet that's pink. Oh, hey, have you got Hello Kitty stickers on it too? I've just busted your chops. So what do you get, a 10 speed? Or just like a dirt bike, or what? Hello viewers. See, there's 5 of you again. Hey, if you guys don't mind, hit that like button, hit subscribe. I always go through this just to let people know, hey, look, I don't really care about the monetary stuff, because I don't have enough viewers anyway. Not yet, but I'm working on it. And yeah, it's a 10 speed. Okay, good. So anyway, if you guys want to like my channel, and listen, if any of you guys want a shout out, I do give shout outs, but I don't know who you are unless you tell me or show me your name down there. So, and I don't require a shout out in order to get you know, in order to get subscriptions or likes. I give you a shout out if you want one. That's, you know, some people like it, some people don't. Personally, I don't mind giving them out. So there you go. So if you want one, get it. As you guys see, I have a moderator now. She's gonna take care of my light work, keep an eye on things while I'm doing my videos. So there'll be no getting rude or any of that stuff. I'm obsessed with it. Yes, I know you're obsessed with Hello Kitty. Hey, you know what? I was on my speaking of Hello Kitty, I was on my Oculus yesterday after I got home from work, and there was a little kid in a Hello Kitty outfit. Well, his whole avatar, you know, you go to these places and you get avatars, and you put these avatars on, and there was a kid that was a Hello Kitty. It was green. I don't know if most of your Hello Kitties are like, what, purple and pink? No, this one was green. It's the weirdest thing I ever saw, and I'm sure it was a Hello Kitty because it had a big fat head, right? You know, and whiskers and the dots and all that good stuff, you know, like a Hello Kitty. Anyway, so not a lot's changed since yesterday. So, let's see here. What's going to be my topic today? I don't really know a whole lot to talk about. I did listen to some dark. Well, there was a channel on YouTube. It's called Dark something or other. Dark. Anyway, it's goth metal or goth punk or pre-punk or post-punk. It's pretty good stuff. It reminds me a lot of Typo Negative kind of music. You know, it's kind of dark and eerie, and but the guys, they sing in like baritone voices or low voices. That drives me nuts. I listened to it for about an hour, and I kind of got tired of it. I was like, man, my ears can't take this anymore, you know? Because I went in the room, one of the Avatar rooms, actually a couple of them, on the Oculus. I go on VR chat. So on VR chat, you've got these rooms that you go in and you can get avatars. Well, a lot of them, when you get in there, they have music playing. So, but it's always kind of it's a really cool sound, but like, you don't want to stay in there forever, you know what I mean? I just burp like you. Yeah, I hear you burping. But anyway, so I thought, well, you know, I saw one yesterday and I couldn't remember the name of the band. It started with a P and ended with an S, and it had a bunch of letters in between. It was like a 9-letter, it was like Paramesis or something like that. I don't remember. But, so I was listening to it yesterday, and it sounded really cool in that room, because on your Oculus headset, your speakers are like right here in front of your ears in the headband, and which is really cool because the sound is really good. But like at work, I tried to play it, I couldn't get into it. You know, I tried it for about an hour, and I was like, ah. Now some of it was pretty good. And there was one song playing that kind of reminded me of that scene out of the movie Silence of the Lambs, when that Buffalo Bill guy, or whatever his name is, he's dancing around the room and he's got on that girl's face or something. I don't remember exactly, but and then the girl's down in the well and she's like screaming and shit. He's like, oh, and she's like, oh, and stuff like that. So it reminded me of that part of that movie for some reason, you know. Hello, viewers. Did I get Ashley back? Buffalo Bill, the person who eats people for their skin. Yes, that guy in the movie, The Silence of the Lambs. That was the one that she went to Hannibal Lecter and said, hey man, I need help catching this guy because he likes big fat women. And the reason is because he would like shrink them down and then have all this extra skin, and he would make clothes out of their skin or something. That was a pretty sick idea. Anyway. But anyway, the music reminded me of like that part of the movie for some reason. And then I don't know, it's really dark and real melodic. It's like it kind of had a new wave vibe to it, you know, like you know, it was real popular in the 80s. New wave was popular in the 80s, and it kind of had a new wave vibe to it, but it was real slow. It's like they took all the good stuff and made it real slow, and then these guys singing like a deep bass or baritone voice, and it's just anyway. So I turned it from there. I went over to a playlist that I have. It's got all kinds of stuff on it, some rock and metal and death metal and shit like that, because you know me, I like rock music and death metal. I don't know who's giving me hearts, but thank you. Anyway, so I listened to that the rest of the day. I listened to some Tool today, and some Raven Black, some Anti-Scene. I listened to some Anti-Scene today. They're never a disappointment, those guys. They've been around 40 years, can you believe that? They started off, well, actually 42 years now, because they started off in 1983. And I remember seeing them back in like the let's see, when was it I saw them? Probably the late 80s, mid to late 80s. Maybe 1988, 89, something like that. It was the very first time I ever saw them. I was working at Burger King, Pineville, North Carolina, and the drummer for a band called the Rabid Salesmen worked there. And I worked with another guy named Danny, and Danny was a real big fan of this Rabid Salesman band, and the drummer's name is Jimmy, which just happens to be my name. So we hit it off, and so he invited us to the show and gave us free tickets and all that. They played it at a place called the Park Elevator, which is no longer in Charlotte. At one time it was the Park Elevator, and then it was the 1313 Club, and then it was something else. Maybe the 4808, I don't remember, but they played there, and there was a band, the Rabbit Salesman played first, and then there was a band called Bitch Magnet that played, and those guys were rather new to the stage, you could really tell. They didn't have a very good stage presence, and the guy that was playing guitar was trying to like talk to the crowd through the pickups and stuff, you know, with the strings, go over the pickups, and he was trying to talk to the crowd through his pickups. It was like, what a waste. But I'm glad I didn't pay for that show. But anyway, so the Anti-Scene came on. Those guys were fucking badass. They always have been, you know. But they're in a what they call a destructo rock genre. So it's like usually if you go to one of their shows, somebody's going to bleed or somebody's going to break something. Every show, it never fails. But you never know when it's going to happen. You know what I mean? So that's what makes it interesting. I know that Jeff Clayton is the singer for that band. Is a friend of mine, and he's got the he makes up these washboards. They're like the old women used to use washboards and stuff. What? Okay, wait a minute. If your news viewers please to subscribe. Oh, thank you for promoting me, baby. I appreciate that. Anyway, so he makes these special washboards for like each show, and he puts a ring on his finger and he plays the washboard. It's fucking cool. You guys go look it up. Anti-Scene, just push in like Jeff Clayton plays washboard at a concert or something. Anyway, so it's really cool. Well, then like at the end of the song, they'll do like a music intro or outro, and he'll set the thing on. He'll put lighter fluid on it and set it on fire, and then he picks it up and breaks it in like a million pieces. And then, of course, you know, all the people on the front of the stage, they like to scurry to get pieces of it, like I did. I went and seen them in Spartanburg. I got a piece of the washboard there, and then I saw them in Nashville, Tennessee. And, okay, baby. Anyway, so I got pieces of the washboard. Well, Jeff Clayton has a tendency to bleed during the show too. He likes to cut his forehead open, what they call juicing. So he does this during the show. So if you get a piece of memorabilia or like a stage prop from him and it's got his, what he calls his DNA on it, it's actually worth more. And then of course I took the pieces of the washboards and have him sign them. And you know, you take pictures and stuff with them. But all those guys are really cool. This is the lineup that they have now is what he's calling the Ultra lineup, and you've got it's a 4-piece band. You got Malcolm Tent is on the bass, and you got Sir Barry Hannibal is on the drums, and you got a fellow named Walt Wheat that plays guitar, and he plays a Telecaster. They don't, you know, it gives more of a raw type sound. So he plays the Telecaster, and then of course Jeff Clayton, the singer. They do very limited shows anymore because, you know, they're all working class. And Walt Wheat lives down south near the coast of like the Gulf of Mexico. I don't want to disclose where he lives. I'll just say he lives down that way. And then I think Sir Barry Hannibal and Jeff Clayton both live in your area, Ashley, believe it or not. And then Malcolm Tent just moved to like the Charlotte area. So, but Malcolm Tent also does a show on Thursday. I think it's Thursday nights, Wednesday or Thursdays. It's called Tent Talks Tunes, and it's usually pretty good too. Jeff Clayton does a show called Break On Through, or OT. He does his on Tuesdays on Facebook, on the Anti-Scene page. And it's always pretty interesting, the things that he talks about, experiences on the road, and he talks about his top 10. He'll pick a category. Let's just say, for instance, like female singers, and like his top 10 female singers from 10 down to 1, and then he'll tell you why he likes each one individually. So, excuse me, working class. I get up early in the morning, y'all. I'm up before the sun is every morning. Anyway. Yeah, Tennessee's a nice place. Nashville, I had never been to Nashville. I've been through Nashville before, like traveling back and forth to the Carolinas from Missouri. But I never actually went anywhere in Nashville. They played at a club called the Cobra. And the Cobra was a pretty cool place. It had a great big giant bar on one side and then a music room on the other side. Now, I wasn't really impressed with the size of the music room, because it was a room that was only like probably 15, maybe 20 feet wide, and it may have been, 60 feet long. But the acoustics were really good, which made the show even that much better. In a small area like that, when you've got a loud, fast band like the Anti-Scene, it tends to be a pretty good show. And not to mention, I was standing like right at the stage, so, and I usually do when I go to see these guys. It's just really cool to be able to stand that close to the stage and, bump fists with them, stuff like that. Go home and take a nap. Yeah, I know, go home and take a nap. I usually when I get home after I've done a video, I go on it, because when you end a video, it makes it private, and I have to go in and change the settings on it. Even though I record it as live, and even though it's available for people to see, as soon as I hit the stop button, it goes to private. So I have to make it live, save it, and then I have to do like updates on tags or description or any of that stuff. And then it continues to process on my phone for another 12 or 14 hours or something like that. Oh God. Alright, how long has it been since you talked to Dee Dee? Well, it's been probably a week or so, I guess, but let's not talk about Dee Dee and what's going on in her life, okay? Let's just leave all that alone. I'd rather not discuss, issues with family, unless, of course, it has to do with my dad, and his illness or whatever, which he's not doing too well. I'll just leave it at that. He's not doing too well. But it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Let's see if I can turn this camera around. Let you guys see what's going on out there. See, it's nice and pretty. See that puffy blue sky up there? The clouds are puffing, and looks like HR puffing stuff, if you know what that is. Anyway. Yeah. Alright, there we go. And I did it without muting it this time. Isn't that cool? Let's not. Yeah, let's not. So, anyway. Oh God. Sometimes when I was talking about, when I get home and I start messing with my computer, I fall asleep sitting up. Because I walk all day. I get like 10 to 12,000 steps a day. And it's in a confined area. It's in a small area, but I spend a lot of time sitting down too. So in between the times that I sit down and the times that I'm walking, my body stiffens up, so I have to get all loose again. I like to, I've got a stand-up desk so that, you know, I can stand up and do what I need to do at my desk. But I don't always do that. I guess I should, maybe. My vocal cords are getting weak. I guess it's the pollen in the air, you know, getting at my vocal cords and stuff like that. I'm just glad we don't have skeeters yet, little blood-sucking bastards. I haven't seen any yet anyway. But, you know, we did get a few good freezes this year. So I expected the flying pests will be bare minimum this year, hopefully. One thing I can't stand is a fucking skeeter. And, you know, when I'm at work, it seems like they love to bite my elbows for some reason. I guess it's because that's like a really warm part of your body. I've never really looked into it, but I would guess that that's probably the correct assumption. But you know how, you know, it goes when you start assuming things, right? Anyway. So I got the day off tomorrow to deal with some family stuff. I don't think there will be a video tomorrow. I got to go to the hospital tomorrow and discuss some issues with the family about my dad. But I'm not going to make you guys endure having to listen to that crap, because it's a bunch of crap, what it is. Yeah. Anyway, and tell Stephen, Ashley, if you talk to Stephen, just let him know that things aren't looking good. That's all you need to say. I didn't friend him on anything because I don't know him. And I've never, I don't know, I really want to stay away from tell your grandson I love him and that I'm thinking about him always. Okay, I will. I don't know when I'll talk to Dee Dee again. She sent me some pictures this weekend of Ashton. I guess they went to a park or something. I always ask for pictures, you know, when they come into town or whatever, or when they're staying there with her. Yeah. Hello, viewers, other than my moderator. You guys, do me a favor, hit that like button. All you got to do is tap the screen twice or hit the like button on your computer. And if you wouldn't mind subscribing, that'd be awesome too. That's all I'm going to say about it. It's not a necessity by any means. I just like to see it. If I know I'm getting out, the more I get out, the more videos I'll do. You know what I mean? I do this for, I don't know, I guess pleasure or hobby. I do it as a hobby more so than, I don't really care to get paid for doing this. You know, it keeps me occupied while I'm driving so that I don't fall asleep, number one. And number two, I like to see like how many different parts of the world I get to talk to at one time. Stephen is a good person. Well, I know he might be, maybe, but I don't know anything about him. And you have to remember who his mom is. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Okay. But anyway, I haven't friended him on anything. I wonder if I still got Still got my exit closed up here. Damn it! I was hoping to have it open by now. I've been going home the short way, because going the long way, I've got one of the roads I take home has an overpass on it, and I guess they're working on the overpass, so they've got the road closed off. Looks like they're adding more lanes. They've got the road closed off anyway. And I thought that they would be done by now with what they were doing, but it looks like they're going to be there another week or so. So I won't be going that way. Yay. So now I'm going to sit here in traffic and wait for my turn to go. Yeah, I picked. It's pretty busy road. I took Lindbergh home today. It's a pretty busy road. I don't have anybody else commenting. Just my daughter. Well, that's all right too. What's up, viewers? Shout outs are welcome. If you need a shout out, I'll give you a shout out. Look at this moron making a left-hand turn. He's just gonna sit there. He had plenty of, I could have made that turn like 5 or 6 times. I may end up having to go up here to the stoplight. Text me and let me know what's going on. Yeah, I will. I sure will. Hello, viewers. I see I got 4 of you in there right now. What's up? Boy, this sucks. I ain't never going to get across there. There's a stoplight up here at the top of the next hill. Yeah, there you go, Jeep. Make a right-hand turn instead of a left, dummy. She's scared to drive that Jeep, so I'd have nailed the gas the first chance I had. You know, the feeling he would never see Grandpa again. Yeah, I had my suspicions. You know, he doesn't like doctors very well. He doesn't like the hospital. He just wants to go home, which I can't say I blame him. You know, I wouldn't want to stay in a hospital either. But he's not well, and he shouldn't go home. But unfortunate enough, he's made the decision, and apparently they're going to allow it to happen. So he's going to get to die at home. I got a feeling, but you know, it's that bad. But I really don't want to get into that. So we'll talk about that another time. Anyway, we got to go see a doctor tomorrow. See his doctor about it. And see what to expect from here. I'm not really sure, you know, what to expect. Anyway, so that's where that's at. And somebody likes that heart button, don't they? If he's able to understand me, Ashley, I'll tell him you love him. He's, to be honest with you, I don't know if he's cognitively able, you know, kind of like you were when you were in the hospital. I don't know that he's cognitively has the ability to understand. I know he's not talking a whole lot. He only says a few words. So it's looking pretty bad anyway. You know, and generally when people his age break a hip, because he's like, what is he, like 70? Let's see, I'm 56. So 56 plus 13, 73. So he's 73 years old, and he fell and broke his hip. Is that right? Why did I say 13? I meant 19. So he's 75. Wait a minute. See, he was 19 when he married Mom. I was born in 69. So he was 79, 89, 99. Yeah, he's like 73 or something like that. Anyway. Yeah. So if you're new to my channel, you guys wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button or the like button, either one, that's fine. If you want a shout out, I'll give you a shout out. It won't cost you anything but somebody to type it. Say, hey Jim, I want a shout out, and I'll give you a shout out. And I won't even require you to do anything. A lot of people don't give shout outs unless, you know, you like their page or their video or subscribe, but I'll give you a shout out anyway. I had a fella in here yesterday. He was wanting to get relationship. He likes this girl, but she doesn't know he likes her. And it seems to me he said something about he didn't think that she even knew he existed, which is kind of odd. I mean, you know, if I like a girl, well, I can't like girls anymore, but you know, when I did like girls before, I thought, hey, look, you know, you're kind of a little baby doll there, and I think wants to you know, get to know you a little better, something like that. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm not really a big papa. I'm just messing around. I'm just a regular old me. So I finally got my age verification and everything on Oculus and VR chat. So I've got a badge now that says I'm 18 plus, so that, you know, when I go into places or spaces that are designed for adults, I don't have to verify my age. I can just point, you know, at my nameplate and it says I'm 18 verified, and then they'll let me in. But usually if they hear my voice, you know, by my voice, they know, hey, look, this guy's much older than 18. He has to be. Never heard of a, you know, 14 or 15-year-old kid with a voice that deep. So that kind of works to my advantage too. You know, I don't have to prove anything. I'm verified. And last night I finally put my profile photo on there. They've got like most of your other social media apps, they've got a place for like a background photo, and they've got a place for a I just drew a blank, profile photo. So you got a profile and a background photo on there. I used an older picture, but I don't look so old. You know what I mean? I'm all gray here, you know. Actually, it's not gray. It's what they call chrome. I'm chrome. So I used an older photo when I still had some, you know, dark brown in here. I was thinking about doing that. Going to give you some damn hair dye or something and put streaks in it, you know, make it look a little younger. The only problem is if I do that and it starts to grow out, then wherever the dye stops, it'll show like a line, you know, like you do when you color your hair and your hair starts